I was so sick. I was honestly feeling so hopeless. We went into the hospital. Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Essence. If you're new here, I am a mom of one with baby number 2 on the way. My son is actually playing in the background right now because his dad is at work. Hey, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Oh, you said hi. Good job. You're so smart. In today's video, I'm going to be recapping the second trimester. And as the title suggests, I'm going to be doing a little story time on how I ended up in the ER. As a mom pregnant with baby number 2, I have to say the second trimester of this pregnancy has been no joke. I've still been nauseous. I've still been tired, groggy. With my last pregnancy with my son, around week 15, I started to feel better. That's when I started to vlog every single week of my pregnancy. But this time around, I have to be honest, I've been in the trenches. Before we get started, if you like these style of videos, be sure to subscribe down below and click the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload. I will be taking you through this pregnancy journey with me, as well as transitioning from 1 to 2 to under 2. But grab your snacks, grab your tea. You can put this video on in the background while you clean your room or get ready. And I'll give you an honest recap of my second trimester and tell you how I landed in the ER. So hopefully you won't end up sick like me. So going back to the first trimester, in my first trimester recap, I mentioned how bad my nausea was. And I was taking Zofran, which I took in my last pregnancy with my son, which helped me so much. Fast forward to the second trimester, I'm taking the Zofran, it's helping a lot, and then for some reason, around 24 or 25 weeks, I started to get nauseous again, even with taking the Zofran. I was confused as to why. I had no idea because it worked my whole pregnancy with my son. What you snacking on, bub? You got your cereals? At first, I tried to just wait it out. I was taking the Zofran and I was trying to just manage my life around the nausea. I was working, I was vomiting in between meetings. It was crazy. But then it got to a point where I could not manage it anymore. And one day I had such a bad nausea day and I was vomiting to the point where I was actually in a meeting, and my coworkers don't know this, but I was in an hour-long meeting. And thank God I was off camera because I actually had to leave the meeting twice to go to the bathroom because I was so sick. After that, I just took off sick for the rest of that day. Thank God I was able to do that. I think I took off of work the next day too because I was so sick, and I actually called my doctor. I actually had an appointment with my doctor that Monday, and I mentioned my nausea. But at that point, it hadn't gotten too bad. So she just told me to manage it with Pepsi because she thought that I had reflux. So I called my doctor and I left a message, and I thought they never called me back, which frustrated me. So after that, I was like, whatever, let me just see if I can manage this by myself, because I knew I was already on the Zofran and I didn't know what other options there were for me. On Saturday, I woke up feeling a little bit better. My little sister wanted to go to the mall, and I decided to take my son and my little sister to the mall because I was feeling a little bit better. I guess I kind of overdid it at the mall and exhausted my body because that night when I got home, I was so sick. I couldn't even sleep. I kept on waking up and vomiting to the point where I thought that I couldn't stop vomiting. It was so crazy. So the next morning I woke up and I was honestly feeling so hopeless and I didn't know what to do. So I decided to call my doctor again. When I went to call my doctor, I saw a voicemail from my doctor that she actually did get back to me. And I just felt like an idiot because I was so sad and frustrated because I didn't know what to do. But unbeknownst to me, she did reach back out. So I actually got in touch with her. She asked me if I wanted to come into the hospital so they could try to manage my symptoms there, or if I wanted to stay at home, and she prescribed me some things to see if it relieves my nausea. At that point, it had been going on for like 2 weeks of intense nausea, the last week being the worst. So I decided to go in. We went into the hospital. They checked on my baby. Thank God baby girl was fine. I just was not fine. They ended up checking my blood and my vitals and everything, and they found out that I was severely dehydrated. In my urine, they could see something that showed that my body was in ketosis or something, and something else, that my blood sugar was low. So they gave me an IV and they put some stuff in it to help make me feel better. They also gave me a different nausea medicine. I believe it's called Reglan. And they gave me a higher dose of Pepsid. So after the IV, I was feeling so much better. And I believe that I was so dehydrated like that because I kept on vomiting. And that night I was vomiting so much that I felt like I couldn't stop. So because I was vomiting, of course, I'm dehydrated because I can't keep anything down. So since I was feeling so much better after the IV, they were able to discharge me and put me on a new regimen for the nausea, which has helped a lot. But I'm not gonna lie, I still have queasy and pregnancy nausea days. Sorry, my camera died. I'm not vomiting anymore, but I will still wake up in the morning nauseous. So I'll take the higher dose of Pepsid and Reglan, and that's been able to regulate and help me manage my nausea. My doctor told me that when nausea comes back in the second trimester and vomiting, a lot of time is due to acid reflux, which I think that I have, because when I was vomiting, a lot of times I was vomiting with nothing on my stomach and it felt like I was vomiting acid and it had a really nasty taste. Not to gross anyone out, but I think that I'm dealing with reflux, which is causing the nausea, which caused the vomiting, and also I was having stomach ache. That's what I forgot to mention. Because I was so dehydrated, I was having cramping and Braxton Hicks contractions, which is really scary. I have to mention, if you're pregnant like me and you're experiencing these symptoms, call your doctor, and if they don't answer, keep on calling. You have to advocate for yourself, especially if you're a Black woman. But from that experience, I just want to give a quick lesson. If you're currently pregnant like me and you're experiencing similar symptoms or extreme nausea or any type of symptoms that's affecting your daily life, you really have to advocate for yourself. If you call the doctor and you think they didn't call you back, you need to keep calling and really advocate for yourself, especially if you're a woman of color or a Black woman in this country, because my dehydration was so bad that it was giving me contractions and Braxton Hicks. And that's a terrible thing. You don't want something like that to cause preterm labor. In my case, I tried pushing through and not making a fuss about it because I'm like, this is normal pregnancy symptoms. Everyone's nauseous, but when it's getting that bad to interfere with your life, you really have to go with your gut and keep pushing to be seen. Also, when you're already a mom and you already have a toddler, it can be really easy to push past your needs, especially when you're working full-time, because you have so much going on and you're juggling different priorities, but you can't do that right now. You really have to focus on you and your health because it's affecting your growing baby. All right, I wanted to start off with that little story time in the beginning just to get it out of the way. I hate watching videos and just waiting to get to the part that I really wanted to see, so I wanted to put that in the beginning and also give moms a warning about stuff like that. But now we can talk about the rest of the second trimester. I've been feeling Miss Girl kick like crazy. She has been swimming around in my belly. It feels so weird and different than when I was pregnant with my son, because when I was pregnant with my son, I had an exterior placenta. I think that's what it's called. So the placenta was on the outside. So I felt him kick, but not as much. This pregnancy, my placenta is in the standard place. I don't know how to call it, but I'm able to feel her kick and move around so much. I got Miss Rachel in my hand right now. But even when I was in the ER, she was kicking and moving around so much that we kept on having to adjust the monitor on my stomach. So I'm not gonna lie, second trimester has still been an emotional roller coaster. I get so agitated so easy, but also it could be because I'm sleep deprived and tired, because I'm waking up in the middle of the night to pee so much because this girl is always laying on my bladder. Also, coming out of my hospital scare, I started making a new pregnancy mocktail type of thing. It's with coconut water, mango because I'm allergic to pineapple, and lime, and I swear it tastes just like a pina colada. Coconut water is so hydrating. Let's see what else happened in the second trimester. Oh, also in the second trimester was Mother's Day and my birthday. So Mother's Day happened before the emergency room scare, so I actually wasn't feeling that well, so we didn't do much. So we were supposed to go out and get Italian food, but I wasn't feeling well, so he just made food at home. He made the best chicken parmesan. My fiance makes the best chicken parmesan. It was so good. So I ate that at home in bed because I wasn't feeling well. My birthday happened after the emergency room scare, so we actually were able to go out and do a whole thing for my birthday. We went out to eat to an Italian restaurant because I love Italian food. It's called North Italia, and I got chicken parm again, of course, a Caesar salad. I got this truffle garlic bread, so good. And then for dessert, we got this brookie with all these different ice creams on top of it. It was so delicious. Also, me and one of my best friends who's also pregnant, Danielle, we went to the Four Seasons for a massage. It was literally the best massage either of us has ever had in our lives. We went to the Four Seasons Philadelphia, which, if you didn't know, is the best Four Seasons in the whole world. Better than Japan, better than any other Four Seasons. That Four Seasons is so nice. I'll put in little clips of the massage, but it was literally so relaxing. Afterwards, I told my fiance, I was like, I need you to give me a massage like that. Especially when I'm in labor, I want a massage like that. It was so amazing. Afterwards, we stayed until it closed in the zero gravity lounge because it's like a wall of glass windows where you can see the skyline in Philadelphia. It's so beautiful. And also that wall is there when you're getting a massage, so you can have it open. Firstly, when we went, it was a really foggy day, so it felt like we were in a cloud, and it was just so amazing and relaxing. Afterwards, we had sparkling apple cider because we couldn't have champagne, of course. They gave us a little box of chocolates. There was nuts in there, tea, water, sparkling water, anything you can ask for. It was amazing. But yes, that's pretty much a recap of my second trimester. I need to get off this video soon because Mr. is getting restless and he really wants me to play with him. So I have to go. But that was my wild, not so glamorous recap of the second trimester. You girls know I'm gonna always be real with you. I'm gonna always give you the truth. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. Pregnancy is so beautiful and I feel so lucky that I'm carrying my baby girl. But there are some struggles that I want other moms and aspiring moms or women who want to get pregnant to be aware of, just so you can prepare. I am actually officially in the third trimester now. I am 28 weeks. I'm super excited. Next up, I'm having my baby shower at 30 weeks, and I have a lot of fun things planned for the end of my pregnancy that I plan to take you guys along with. So make sure you're subscribed down below and the notification bell is on so you can stay up to date with me. For all my fellow pregnant moms, I'm praying for us to have peace and hydration through our pregnancies. If you're following me, we're truly in this together. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. Bye.